dancing, or partying, but rather a masked gang carrying ropes, weapons.
What the hell is this? You think you're about to go to a party, go do some drugs, drink, have a good time, listen to some white music, and all here is the...
And the blaze had spread faster than anyone anticipated.
Yo, I got a quick question. If you guys had to choose your death, what would it be? Things like burning to death, drowning. Oh my god! Even the thought of just being in the ocean, just.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
As we know, live streaming is taking over the world, and if you haven't noticed, then I might call you Patrick Star. Yeah, wake up, get off the NyQuil. But live streaming is definitely a beautiful thing where you can connect with your viewers, make a lot of memorable moments with your supporters, and also just to have a good time. But as you know, live streaming is different from recording, where you can edit things out if you're recording, but live streaming is everything's happening simultaneously, and it's definitely a level of control that you don't have. And although live streams are usually supposed to go well, I bet you're not used to people getting hurt on live stream, or even worse, losing their lives. And that's what we're checking out today, because today we're watching a video about the most painful streamer deaths ever.
The Kick Incident. On a breezy afternoon in August 2025, a 25-year-old Kick streamer was invited backstage to a wrestling event as a guest of the show. When the streamer showed up, a 39-year-old wrestler would see cameras and video recording equipment following the man and mistakenly think that he was another wrestler that was acting for a skit. The wrestler would jump into full-on acting mode. Upon interaction, the streamer would say that he doesn't know who the wrestler is, and the wrestler would take that as his cue to get into character. He picked up a canned beverage and smashed it on the streamer's head, leaving him completely baffled. The wrestler's partners would step in and immediately let him know that the
smashed on his head
part of their wrestling set. Surprised and deeply embarrassed, the wrestler stopped playing as his persona and apologized to the streamer. And
at least he apologized.
The streamer accepted his apology. The two shook hands, and the streamer would later on be invited by the wrestling crew to jump in the ring for a skit. They told him that he could pick...
Holy, wait. I'm pretty sure I know what they're talking about. Are they speaking about Rampage Jackson's son? Oh my god. Now it makes sense. That guy almost caught a body. Bro, I almost forgot about that. Rampage Jackson's son, what's his name, Raja? This guy almost caught a body for no reason. Raja, between you and me, I get it. Growing up with Rampage Jackson as your dad, the generational ass whooping this nigga probably gave you was beyond lethal. When I first seen the clip of the wrestling guy smashing a can on Raja's face, I was like, yo, Raja, you better slam this nigga like your dad. But then I seen this clip.
I appreciate it. I didn't know. I thought you were camera.
The guy literally apologized to you, did not know if you were part of the wrestling team or not. And you gonna accept that nigga's apology and then go do this? And then proceed to swing like your life depends on it. Bro, that's the AM. That's attempted murder. You tried killing this guy. Your life would have been over.
Up the wrestler and do one move on him to make up for what happened. And just like that, the beef was settled. That is, until you realize that the 25-year-old streamer was being watched by hundreds of people in his Kick stream. And they all just witnessed the silly mistake on live camera.
The guy was unconscious
Chat
too.
began poking fun at him. They'd say that he got knocked out from a prop can, and then they'd begin asking the streamer why he just sat back and let it happen. Together, his chat began calling him a coward and something that starts with B and rhymes with glitch. And it didn't help that his father also egged him on by poking fun at how he was hugging a bunch of men in tights.
Hey, yo, did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights? You said what? I looked at your stream. You were hugging on some dudes, some booty.
Also, Rampage Jackson, I'm not gonna speak on you as a father because I actually do believe you love your kids. But from the clips I seen, you do be egging on your son, making jokes. Like, there's definitely times where I feel like your son is definitely uncomfortable with the things you're saying and the jokes you're making in front of thousands of people. So I feel like not even as a father, but as a friend to your son, just lay off him a little bit.
Sure. I wasn't hugging on nobody. Pro wrestling show.
Tension slowly simmered in the wrestling arena as the night progressed on. The man began feeling a mixture of pride, anger, and the pressure of being watched by hundreds of people online. And as the verbal jabs continued, his restraint began to crack.
Coward,
These people aren't the only ones to have stories.
Fair,
Everyone
to be
comes
honest.
From a family. And soon enough, he became unable to separate an online chat room from reality. After the wrestler got on stage and began his performance, the streamer would be given the signal to join in. He jumped into the ring and, fueled by adrenaline and rage, he lunged forward at the unsuspecting wrestler and lifted him off the ground by grabbing his legs.
him.
For a moment, he carried the wrestler in the air. Everybody cheered and applauded the young man, thinking it was a part of the act. But in a moment, the tone shifted. While still carrying the wrestler in the air, the streamer would slam him onto the ground with such brutal force that it had instantly knocked the man out. Without a moment to waste, the streamer hopped onto the man's body and began unloading a fury of punches to his face.
This guy's insane. Get him out of here. This guy needs to go to the slammer. I'm not even joking. Get him gone. This wrestler wasn't wrong in the beginning, but like I said earlier, he apologized because he thought that you were part of the wrestling team. And you know what makes it worse? After you slammed that guy and he was unconscious, you unloaded at least 50 haymakers. Oh my goodness. When I first seen those punches, I felt it. Your dad felt it probably. Your dad was a former UFC champion. I know he felt those punches. You're trying to off that guy. And you know what makes it worse? The guy that was already unconscious and you kept on punching after he was unconscious, he was a former veteran suffering from PTSD. Are you insane? And I don't even expect you to know that off rip. Even if that guy was a regular person, it should not even lead up to this. And if you were truly a man, you would have accepted that guy's apology if you didn't feel like you should have accepted it. How are you gonna accept it then when the guy has his guard down and thinks you're just playing with him, and then y'all having fun, he lets you slam him just to have your moment, and then you just gonna do that? Cornball.
Livestream kept rolling as the wrestler's body went completely limp, and the man continued punching his defense.
You start punching him like he's Dragon Ball Z.
The crowd began screaming, and a group of wrestlers jumped onto the stage to subdue the streamer and kick him out of the venue. He let his emotions and a stupid livestream get the best of him.
Literally.
Now, because of that, this 39-year-old war veteran who used wrestling as a coping mechanism to fight off his PTSD was fighting for his life in a hospital bed. Within hours, the video had spread across the internet, shocking everybody who watched it. What was meant to be entertainment became evidence. What was meant to build reputation instead destroyed it. Despite fracturing his facial bones, losing multiple teeth, choking on his and suffering severe head trauma.
Is that a real photo? I'm assuming that's a real photo. Oh my god, you gave him the MVP.
Shot. It can come back. Beautiful. Runs into the jump net.
You really cracked this nigga's skull. I don't know what this army veteran is doing, but if he is taking legal action, I do not even blame him. You gotta get something. Like Denzel Washington, I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Psycho Stu is seemingly in better condition now.
That's great.
Incident. On a
that could have went bad for him, bro.
The construction site was on the brink of collapse.
Okay.
Flames surrounded the site as workers clung to metal railings inside of the concrete building, and smoke curled from different directions. People became scrambled, abandoning their tools and blaring their alarms as a thick black smoke swallowed the building that they were working on. Many workers escaped the inferno, but inside, 2 men found themselves trapped. They too tried to escape the danger, but due to structural collapse and extreme heat blocking off their escape routes, they found themselves stuck. One of the construction workers thought quickly. He pulled out his phone from his pocket and started a live broadcast to call out for help. His words trembled with desperation. Behind him,
oh my god,
in the haze. Every cough, crack, and
wait, I personally don't understand that. You went on a live stream to call for help? Why not use your phone to call numbers and contact anyone like your coworkers, on a fire department, anything else? Why would you go on a live stream? That I personally don't understand that. Let me know if you guys do.
Roar amplified the sense of impending doom. Viewers tuned into his live stream and witnessed the corridor ahead become consumed in flames, leaving behind no exit in sight. The other remaining workers that were trapped in the lower part of the building were rescued by fire crews. Ladders, axes, and officials all came pouring through flame to bring them to safety. They emerged splattered in soot with stained clothes, watering eyes, and burning lungs. But for the 2 construction workers on the higher part of the building, they were still trapped. They continued to cry out for help on the live stream, but due to the amount of smoke that covered the building, visibility became impossible.
Oh my god, imagine suffocating from the smoke, man.
Collapsing. So, depressingly enough, the fire crew decided to abandon their rescue mission for the last 2 men. It was just too dangerous. The men remained on livestream calling out for help, but in a split second, it ended abruptly. The building came crumbling down. Afterwards, investigators would later find that safety protocols were neglected, egress routes had been compromised, and the blaze had spread faster than anyone anticipated because of negligence.
Yo, I got a cool question. As you know, we're all gonna die someday, and I hope you guys die from old age. But if you guys had to choose your death, what would it be? For me, I ain't gonna lie, just put a bullet in my head. I'm gone. Poof, instant, I'm done. Goodbye. Nice to see you. But things like burning to death, drowning, oh my god, I hate drowning. Even the thought of just being in the ocean, just
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
No, it's not for me. That's why I'm a part of the very few percentage of black men that can actually swim. And I'm self-taught. And you know what self-taught means? It means I had a lot of trial and error. I almost drowned like 6-7 times. But imagine you were dying and it wasn't instant and you had a couple seconds or a couple minutes to understand the gravity of the situation, and you're probably not gonna make it out alive. That is so crazy to think about. If I know in the next like 3-4 minutes that I'm gonna die, I'm saying every prayer I know before I'm out. That's the only thing that I can do, and that's gonna help me in the afterlife. I gotta go say some prayers to my maker because I'm about to meet him.
Became immortalized as the two men's shocking last moments alive.
Oh my God, rest in peace.
Ones they left
rest in peace, man.
Their souls rest in peace. The Instagram incident.
That is actually terrible.
On a warm September night in Buenos Aires, two young women and a teen accepted an invitation that promised them.
Do you guys know about these stories? I only know about the first one.
They received the message through a friend of a friend. Apparently, some people were willing to pay the girls to attend a private party. Delighted by the opportunity, the three ladies accepted. Later on, they would arrive at a quiet house in Florencio Varela.
Varela, that sounds
them,
ass.
It'd be the last building they'd ever step in. What waited inside wasn't music, dancing, or partying, but rather a masked gang carrying ropes, weapons, and evil intentions. The girls were all accused.
What the hell is this? These girls thought they were gonna have a good time and pop Molly Rock. Oh my goodness, this is a stick up. This actually sounds like I'm making a joke of the situation. I'm really not, but this is very hard for me to get a grasp on how messed up this shit is. Oh my God, that's actually insane, man. You think you're about to go to a party, go do some drugs, drink, have a good time, listen to some white music, and all here is the shit.
Of stealing something that didn't belong to them. It was a package of illegal items that seemed
to
carry
sketchy,
more weight than their lives ever could in the eyes of the men holding them hostage. They all brought out their phones and went live. 45 exclusive viewers joined in, and just like that, the infamous stream had officially begun. The gang shouted at the woman and told the viewers this is what happens when people.
So you guys watched this or something?
The men then began to beat on the captives, while also removing their fingernails from their hands. The beatings continued for a long period of time until they finally stopped the three women and ended the stream. Days later, the house was raided. Beneath freshly turned soil in the men's backyard, police uncovered the three bodies of the women buried in multiple pieces. The stream had ended, but its echo spread across.
This is definitely one of the most fucked up stories I ever heard in my life when it comes to live streaming. Oh my goodness. First of all, if you guys don't know this about me, I hate things with fingernails, ripping fingernails, breaking fingers, stabbing the eyes. Those are the worst things for me. I don't know if you guys watch live leak videos or there's a challenge called Run the Gauntlet, where it's like a challenge on the internet where you watch 17 of the most disgusting like videos on the internet, and level 1 to 17, it progressively gets harder. I can't even watch video 1, let alone watch something like this. So let me know in the comments if you guys seen any of these infamous clips. This is messed up.
Argentina, igniting pure outrage and grief. It was no longer just a crime. It became a symbol of how easily life, innocence, and dignity can vanish when cruelty hides behind a camera.
Every second matters, man.
Fortunately, however, the police have recently arrested the mastermind behind this atrocity. May these women's souls rest in peace.
We love 12 for this situation. We love 12.
On a calm Friday afternoon in Christchurch, prayers had just begun. The sun fell softly over the city as hundreds gathered at Al Noor Mosque, a place of peace, ritual, and routine.
Beautiful place.
Across town, a man sat alone in his car, checking his weapons and pressing the streaming button to go live.
I remember this. Oh my. This is the guy who was, I believe, was in New Zealand, where he went and filmed a massacre and said subscribe to PewDiePie at the end. That video, when I watched it, was the closest thing to a video ever making me throw up before. Especially the fact that it was a white guy and he went to a mosque and killed dozens of peaceful people, killing Muslim people, and I'm Muslim myself. So the fact that I'm even watching a video of my own people dying is insane. It was disgusting, and I genuinely wish nothing but the worst for you, because I know you went to jail. I know you got caught. If you guys don't know nothing about the story, well, honestly, you're lucky.
Live on Facebook. The broadcast began. He drove slowly toward the mosque, and when he stepped out,
you can literally watch videos of all of this, by the way. That's insane to me.
And pulled out his weapon and began one of the worst known atrocities in New Zealand. Fire rang out inside the prayer hall, shattering the calm.
This broke the internet
and scrambled for cover in confusion. In as little as 2 minutes, the live stream showed nothing but pure chaos.
Oh my God, man.
Screams, doors
I'm literally having flashbacks of the videos, like the certain scenes.
But it would be to no avail. As worshippers ran out of the mosque and spilled out onto the street, the man walked back outside, reloaded his weapon, and fleeing.
Piece of shit.
And then he drove off and arrived at a second
my
mosque
God, you cousin
known as the
fucker.
Linwood Islamic Center. Depressingly enough, even more lives were taken at this mosque. Well, that is, until a brave worshipper fought back. Abdulaziz attacked the man with nothing but a credit card machine while ducking and avoiding gunfire.
Oh my God.
The brave man found one of the streamer's used weapons that he had discarded on the ground. He picked it up and chased the man away with it, and then he threw the empty weapon into the back of the man's car window, forcing him to flee. The day was finally saved.
I didn't hear about that.
The man.
Yeah, I heard about that
part. Behind was 51 human casualties, a city in mourning, and a nation forever changed.
See, it was in New Zealand, bro. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was like 2021 or 2020. I was like 18 when this happened. This is what I think it is. Surprisingly enough, I haven't thought about the story as much as I think I should, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, because a part of me says we gotta spread more awareness for things like this. At the same time, I don't even remember a story like this. This was horrifying. All these stories are crazy. This takes the cake for sure. Because off numbers alone, look at this. 51? Are you kidding me?
And a nation forever changed. The footage exploded all over LiveLeak, where it was re-uploaded numerous times. The situation was so bad that the entire website became blocked by the country's biggest internet providers. New Zealand made significant reform.
It don't matter, we seen it.
Weaponry.
Everyone's seen it.
A man who attempted to become immortalized through an atrocity failed to realize that he only set the stage to show off the capabilities that human courage can excel to. Rest in peace to every one of these victims.
Rest in peace,
Abdul's
man.
actions has my deepest and most profound respect. We could all learn a thing or two from him.
Yes,
Anyways,
we definitely
with that
can.
being said, have yourself a happy day.
Well, anyways, those are the most painful streamer deaths. Rest in peace to that guy and everyone that's been affected in all these horrific deaths. For the rest of these stories, no one should ever be dying on camera, because I think camera is meant for catching smiles, catching scenery, catching good times, good vibes, not your last moment on earth. So if anything, I think that really teaches us that every second that you have on this earth is very, very valuable, and you should not take it for granted, because it can all go away. If y'all missed a video, please show some love to the kid. I'm gonna keep pushing, I'm gonna keep going. Follow the socials, follow the lives, and if you mess with me, show the love.